shining stars to read us. Unshadable of only two. Please just me in the crowd. Let's growing and show become shining. Okay, our mission. Hey, can I be the only one? My heart is so full. Show me your cause. Can't hold it anymore. Now it's time singing over fighting. More so street like pure unlimited. It is your power. You listen, heal you. I want to save you forever. Even before world is fade away. If the words burst, another one now will be dying. It's like my body, it's finally. It's to it, teach me, and I kids now they could lose it. Hold on, be always saving the world.
Alright, that was pretty badass. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here taking a look at Conception 2, Children of the Seven Stars. Not really sure where to begin with this one, to tell you the truth. It's a very interesting game. I finished the demo, got the full game about, I don't know, a week early, so... Oh well, didn't play as much as I could, but I like to think I'm at a decent position to at least show it off at this point. So, we are at Chapter 4, have about 8 hours, 9 star children. Probably spawned a lot more than that, but let's just get into the game anyway. So this is our main menu. This will look familiar to anybody who played the demo, except there's a couple of new things down here. Might as well just go through all these to start off with. We've got the gift shop. By the way, the game claims this is one of my star children. Buy a bunch of gifts. I want all my mummies to be happy. That's something else. So you can just come here and buy gifts and accessories for your heroines, and you can have them put them on for battles and stuff like that. They don't really do much. And you can also use them to increase your relationship with them. Nothing in particular. I've got the scavenger. I don't know what that one below and to the right of scavenger is. That is not one of my star children. I have not had a star child that looks anything like that. That's ridiculous. Alright, so we might as well claim some of the treasures. Oh, nobody's back. Alright, so we better reclaim these. Oh. I guess they're not... No, I guess they didn't find anything. Oh well. So you can actually send the star children you've already released to this scavenger place and get them to bring stuff back for you. We've got the lab and the guild, and they're basically the same thing. You can accept quests from them. Thankfully, these kill numbers will actually go up without you having to actually select the quests. So you can go and kill them all off and then come back and accept them all and redeem them all at once. Which is annoying if you wanted to do it the actual way, which is actually take all the quests. You can't. You can only take like 5. It's annoying as hell. Guild's the same thing, only I believe you have to bring back items. Yeah, you have to bring back items instead of actually killing things. That's something. So you've always got a little extra stuff to do. We've got the communication station. Where you can classmant. Classmanting is ridiculous. So you can actually join an online session with people and actually make star children with other players, which is the most ridiculous thing ever, and I have not been able to try it out. The training facility is where you go to play labyrinths you've already played. So I've already finished 3 of those. I'm gonna guess there's 7 labyrinths because of the names of them, like the Lust Lab, the Gluttony Lab, and the Greed Lab. Those are obviously 3 of the 7 deadly sins. I think that's how it works. And if you come and go through those labyrinths here, you'll get extra money at the end of them, but you won't be able to pick up any money or items while in there. So they're basically better for grinding than anything else. We've got the shop, which is like the most obvious thing ever.
Welcome.
You can just come here and buy stuff. So you can just come here and buy weapons for your team. There's my team over there, by the way. You can also see how much the equipment you get will affect their stats. As you can see, I've got mostly everything that I need. You can also come here to buy items. I've got 78 potions and 80 mana stones. It's always good to keep some of them around. I've also got some escape hatches, because, like, why not? And you can also equip stuff while you're here, which is pretty nice. But I'll go through that menu in a bit. I'll ignore the academy for the time being. We've got the church. So this is where we come to get busy, shall we say. This is where we come to achieve what's called classmating. Classmating is your main method of creating star children, which are your allies you take into dungeons. God, it just sounds so ridiculous to me. So, just for the hell of it, I'm going to go with Fuko here, because Fuko actually creates some decent heroines. The higher level you get your heroines by taking them through dungeons, the stronger star children they'll spawn. So if you want to make a lot of weak star children, make them with a low level hero, take them in and level them up in a dungeon, and then bring them back out and, yeah, bring them back out and use them to increase your city's level. I'll explain that bit in a minute. So we use these matryoshkas. I'm not sure if that's how you say that. It's a really hard name to remember how to spell, by the way. And the matryoshkas, you can find them in dungeons, but most of these matryoshkas that I've got here, except for this one, came as a bonus for finishing the demo. So we'll just use a basic matryoshka, because I'd like to save those for later game. Yeah, that was a bit odd, wasn't it? Got cut short a bit though, didn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they actually sent, not so much censor as much as cut out lower level summons. Alright, so we've got all these different character classes here. I think they unlock as you go along in the story, but I can't be 100% sure of that. And they all have their own stats and their own abilities to learn, so... But they are basically disposable party members though, so you have to... Yeah, you can't stay focused on one star children team for too long, because otherwise you'll just end up never upgrading your city, and you want to upgrade your city. So let's just make a berserker, because why not? And we can give him a random name. I just saw Mario there, Spike, Oz, Lee, whatever. Lee's the most boring name ever, but I'll deal. And then they come out of the Matryoshka, and they have a bonus.
Leave it to me!
Like, quite literally, this demon child here has given me 2,500 gold for summoning him. That's something else. And you can keep doing that and doing that and doing that, and apparently I've gotten max bond up. You can only hold so much bond at a time, but I want to save the bond I have, so I won't be making another star child. You get bond by, well, I'll explain that bit in a minute. We can come here to the labyrinth real quick. We'll be coming back here, obviously. But as you can see, there are 3 different subs right now, but we're about to unlock the 4th, and we'll be running through the 4th as part of this video. I thought it would be best to start at this point, because this is actually a relatively decent, relatively spoiler-free point, although the usual warning, if you don't want story spoilers, you probably want to stop watching in a little bit. You've also got sub-labyrinths that didn't show up in the demo. These are basically labyrinths that have better items. So, if you want to go and find some better items, you've got some extra labyrinths to run. That's pretty decent of them to include, instead of just having to force you along the one line, or forcing you to go to the super bad labyrinth versions. Okay, so we're here in the dorm room, which is our system menu. Okay, so first of all, we got the system, so we'll go have a look at that. We got the options here. Usual stuff you can expect here. Confirm events. Nicely enough, they actually combine them all into one screen, which I like a lot. We got the tutorial, which tells you everything you need to know. There is a fair amount of systems in this game, so don't go ignoring the tutorials. At least pay them some attention. One thing I'm annoyed by is that the game does include all these quests for you to do. Unfortunately, they're not very good at helping you do them, because there's a lot of different locations in this game, and there's a lot of different basically reskins of the same enemy, and it can be hard to tell them apart. So as you can see here, we've got all these different enemies, right? And I'm like, well, let's just say I want to go and try and figure out where these enemies were so I can go and actually do their quest, alright? So let's go and say I wanted to figure out where the Wimpus is. The Wimpus. Bit of an odd name, so let's go and see if there's a Wimpus entry here. I'm positive there is. There it is, the Wimpus. So let's say we go to the Wimpus. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you where they are in any specific dungeons, so if you don't remember where they are, well, tough luck, you have to go and find them. And also you've got manual save and load. This game has no auto-save, so you have to be careful about that. Okay, so, you can check your quests there, we can also edit our teams. You need to have a team of 3 star children, there's just no getting around that. There always has to be a team of 3 star children. And as you can see, I've got a fair few star children here. I've got 1 cleric on each team, and, well, is that a cleric? No, that's a lancer. Huh, okay, so that team doesn't have a cleric. So I've got a swords team, a gunslinger team, and then just a team of guys that are all together. So this game is an elemental system where your weapons and your typical your element that your star child is born with have an effect on the overall element of the team. So, see this mill team here? We've got 1 fire on the weapon and 1, I think that's wind. And then over here we've got another fire and another water. And then we've got another water. So there's going to be a tie between fire and water. So, I'm not sure how that works out, but either way. Down here we've got 2 waters and what appears to be an earth. And it has a sort of rock, paper, scissors about it. One element can defeat another element, but is weak to another element, right? This team down here is pure water. And this team up here is electric. Not electric, wind. That's a really confusing symbol for electricity, isn't it? For wind. It looks like an electric bolt. And your element determines on what you can do. For example, if you have 2 wind mages on the same team, they will gain access to a stronger form of the basic wind spell. That's just an example. It can get a little bit more complicated than that. And once you've gotten your team member to maximum level, you can send them off into the world, and that will help the city grow. And the higher city level you get, the more stuff you get. Like, the more quests you can take on, the more areas you can scavenge, etc, 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 etc. You can also set up a recommended team. You can also check out all the heroines here. I've been mainly sticking with Fuko because Fuko has actually been relatively useful. And as you can see, it actually makes a fair difference to their stats. And by the way, if you're wondering, you take on your heroine's ability. You take on your heroine's element. So basically, since I've been sticking with Fuko, I've gotten lots of water. You can also go to your tactics here. As a matter of fact, I'll save that for later. Team info, you can just come here to check the info of your team. And you can also check their skills. So as you can see here, this magician has Triad Frost, but they won't actually be able to use that until they fulfill the conditions. And the conditions, obviously, is going to need to be Dual Frost with a couple of other mages. It's a little bit confusing, but it's not too bad, really. You can figure it out. We can also change the costumes. Unfortunately, I don't believe I actually have any other costumes to equip. That's a shame. That's a shame. And we can also come here and change your accessories. I'm pretty sure I actually have some accessories to work with here. So let's see if I have anything to put on Fuko. I don't? Really? Damn. Don't have that much money either, so can't really go and buy anything. Alright, so we've got our team equipment and our team best equipment here. I like using the team best equipment because it equips everybody with the strongest stuff I have. So remember to do this when you swap out team members because it gets really useful after a while. We can also check the skills. It's weird. You can check like everything in one of 3 ways. It's a pretty nice thing to do, but you know, just having everything like that. So let's go to the academy now. So the academy is where you go and talk to your heroines, and you can also come and talk to other people here. However, you want to be talking to the 6 or 7 up here. Bloody screen keeps turning off on me. I got to change that. So you can come here and talk to all your heroines, and they'll often have different events for you to do, and they'll give you bond points for doing them. And you can also come down here and proceed the story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to Fuko. Now, just as a little bit of a note, those 3 hearts in the top left corner there, those are your, I don't know, your time, and you have to come back to your dorm room and rest in order to recharge them. I thought that was a bit odd because it just kind of, it's a sort of grind. If you want to grind your bond points to max. I'm sorry, your bond points. If you want to get them to max, you have to keep going back and forth, and it just gets annoying after a while. Especially if you want to make an entire new 9 team of Star Children. It just gets annoying after a while. So let's go to Fuko's event in the pool.
Yeah!
Yes, this game has ghosts in it. This is going to be a side story event. So how this game works is this part of the game works at least, is that you have these events that come up with all the characters, and you basically progress through all these miniature stories. And it's kind of ridiculous because I've only been through one, and it basically involves one of the girls getting possessed by a ghost in order to go out on a date. And the ghost only comes up in the pool in the middle of the night. Yeah, explain that one to me.
Oh, over here, babe.
Oh god.
Good evening. It's such a lovely moon, don't you think?
Oh god, this is wrong.
Oh, I called you babe without even thinking about it. This is so embarrassing.
Yes! I believe she's being possessed by the ghost at this point. This is ridiculous.
Oh.
Yes, it's me.
Yep, look at that. Possessed Fuko. This is the shit we have to deal with, people. I find this more hilarious than unsettling, and to be fair, the voice acting in this game is actually pretty damn
I'm
good.
borrowing Fuko's body for a little while right now. If you don't mind, why don't we take a swim together? We're supposed to be dating, so why don't we
Don't
take a
ask!
night swim?
Don't ask. Don't ask.
Who knows?
Funnily enough, the MC doesn't really have any voice acting in this game. He's got a few words here and there, but yeah, all the girls are voice acted, and a couple of the males are voice acted, but no, the MC just doesn't get it.
Possibility, but I have no idea if it'll work. I've decided to try everything I can. I am haunting the waters of the pool. Maybe I just wanted to swim more while I was alive.
Got it.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
They sell them at the store. You can make it there before they close if you run.
Really?
I've been listening to students talk here, so I know quite a lot about the academy. If you don't make it in time, we can always just skinny dip. I am quite interested in seeing you in the buff, Mr. God's Gift. Okay, I'll be waiting. You look good in trunks. Are you a good swimmer, Mr. God's Gift?
No.
Then let me teach you. The first step is understanding how a fish...
This is odd.
That's the important...
By the way, this has nothing to do with the main story whatsoever, so just suffer through it.
Just imagine it. It's important to have a good mental image of it.
I gotta give him credit though. The models in this game actually look pretty nice.
Can you hear me, Fuko? Imagine you're a fish.
Huh?
Of course. I'm only borrowing her body.
This just gets weirder and weirder.
It's right here. Maybe if you touch me, you'll be able to hear her voice too. Go ahead and touch me. Right here would be fine. Give it a try.
What the?
Oh, Fuko's screaming right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ almighty.
Anywhere but there, please, is what she's saying. Not really. Just want to have some fun so that I can pass on. Since that's the case, I'll be giving you a hands-on lesson. Maybe waist on, too.
Oh dear God.
Here, please, take my hand. I'm sure I'll be able to pass on sooner if I'm enjoying myself.
This is so cheesy, but I absolutely love it. I can understand why some people would just cringe at this, but I don't know why I enjoy this fan service stuff so much, but god damn.
Phew, it sure is nice to swim in a physical body again.
Whoa!
I thought I I could swim a little faster than that, though. I can't seem to use all my strength when I'm in Fuko's body. I wonder why. There must be something wrong.
Really?
Oh, don't worry about it. It might just be my imagination. I'll let you know if I figure it out after borrowing Fuko's body a few more times. I hate to say goodbye, but I'll be going now. I promised that I wouldn't use her body after curfew.
I see.
I have absolutely no idea, but I did have fun today, so perhaps I'll be able to pass on eventually.
Oh god.
I'm sure I'm getting further than when I was trying to figure this out by myself. I'm sorry I've used up so much of your time. See you next time. Phew. Sorry to keep you waiting. How did it go today?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you were holding her hand and everything. You looked kind of happy, too. Actually, when she's using my body to get close to you, it's really embarrassing.
Sure.
Holding hands for the ritual and flirting at the pool are completely different. At least, I can't think of them as the same thing. We shouldn't be holding hands alone here, in the middle of the night. Anyway, I'm not used to this kind of stuff, so please be a bit more
Be a
considerate.
bit more considerate. The ghost was coming on to me. Wow, I never thought I'd say that.
Definitely.
Wasn't Miss Ghost talking about how she couldn't do her best in my body?
Yeah.
She's a lot better at swimming than I am. And she lives in the pool, too. Maybe she's the ghost of an aquatics team member.
Sure.
Yeah, you're right. I'll see what I can do. I'm sorry I got you involved in all this.
It's all right.
Thanks. I'll be looking forward to your help. Well, let's go home. Hey, would you like to hold hands with me?
Huh?
Why? Well, I kind of feel like I'm losing to her if I don't.
I don't mind.
Oh, actually, never mind. I was just kidding. It was a joke. Just a joke. I wonder what's on the menu for dinner tonight. Really? Let's race to the cafeteria then.
Also,
last
by
one
the
there
way,
pays for dinner.
I don't blame you for not paying specific attention, but have you noticed every time the models move, their breasts jiggle?
Away I go.
Oh, by the way, whenever they show up in like 2D pictures, it will come up like that as well. It's ridiculous. They will jiggle. They will jiggle. It's... yeah. Yeah. So you can continue doing this with other people. I'm not going to go into any more of these because it looks like they all set off some sort of story progressing event with those ladies. But that was like, you know, the best example I probably could have given. Notably, after a while, if you go too far into their stories without progressing far enough into the story, their events will start repeating, so you can just hold fast forward, get some free bond points, but, you know, with stories like that, why would you want to do that? You can also come and talk to the other guys as well, like, let's talk to Klotz just for the hell of it.
See ya.
Klotz.
Yo.
See, sometimes they aren't all completely voice acted.
Huh?
No.
Although, funnily enough, sometimes they use really weird voice clips
Hey.
in place of the text.
Huh?
Oh my star god, that's something.
See ya.
Also, I'd just like to point something out that I don't know why this is a big deal to me, but for some reason the game thinks it wants to censor the word tits. It uses the words boobs, breasts, and rack, but it can't even use the word tits. Is tits just too lowbrow for this game? And the funny thing is, it's not even like they don't outright say tits. It's something like it's something along the lines of some tig old bits. But they don't even finish the word bits. It just has a dash after the I. I don't understand that. But anyway, let's actually just move along to something else, alright? What we do is, after every dungeon, you'll have the option to proceed the story manually. So you don't immediately get thrown to the next chapter. You can just go and grind a little bit, or you can go and make your city level up or something like that, and then you can just proceed with the story whenever you like. And I quite like that. So let's go have a look at a story cutscene, and if there's any 2D arted girls, pay attention to their chests.
Hey, I finally got an intel on where a deal is going to take place. Of course it is. Luce got me this fresh info.
By the way, this is a subplot that only just started,
And
so
then?
there's not really that much to spoil. So don't worry about it.
According to what Luce told me, she's received tips that trigger dealing has been going on here.
Damn.
Hey, those guys over there are trading cash for a bag of something.
I won't forgive you.
All right, partner.
You.
Who are you?
This is...
Your foul deeds have been witnessed by the Great Clots.
Yeah, he's full himself.
Prepare to be arrested.
God's gift? Why's he here?
What? God's gift! Damn it, we've been compromised!
Damn.
Oh, that awful child spilled everything. He was only selling the foul drug. It seems the illicit substance is being manufactured at a hideout on this island. Now, there is one problem here. I'm sorry, but I have one more job for you to do.
Huh? How could this happen? Here I go.
Right!
High Priest Matero.
Well done. Unfortunately, the hideout where the drug was being manufactured was deserted.
Damn.
That is a mystery. But I believe that it will be solved in a matter of time. In any case, it is truly joyous that a nest has been scoured from the island. Please, get some rest.
I found out about this later, but it seems that Alec was actually the one who told Luce about the trigger deal. I suppose even he has a nice side too.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. Oh, it's Fuko and Narita.
Watch the chests.
Finally found you guys.
Yep, just a slight wiggle,
Hello,
but you
everyone.
saw it.
Take a look at this newspaper. See? We're in it. There's an article about how we eradicated that nest the other day.
What's so rare about that? When the first circle was sterilized, they held a meeting broadcast around the world.
That's not what I mean. Look at this headline.
Whoa!
The Witches
The
of the Seven
Witches?
Stars.
Is that supposed to
Oh,
be you
good
and the other
lord.
girls?
That's right. Calling us witches, though, it's kind of questionable. What's a witch?
It's like someone who sits in the woods with a bubbling cauldron and eats children.
Do I look like that? Narita, you don't look anything like that. Wait, are you saying that I look like that? Oh, no! Of course, you don't look like that either, Fuko. But Miss Serena, is this something to get so angered about? Don't you think it's horrible too? Ah, Serena and Fine. What's this headline about? How in the world does anyone think we're witches? Do they think we'll say things like, "Here, have a delicious apple, 100% poison-free," or something?
That does kind of sound like something you'd say, though.
What was that? But it's nice to get recognition that we're all part of the same team, isn't it? Maybe. We're friends who fight together, huh? I like the sound of that. Are we all friends? I'd like you to all be my friend.
Right. Still, it looks like the 7 of us have gotten pretty popular all of a sudden.
When did you show up, sis?
Everyone, I have a message from Chief Ruby. Ahem. 6 hours ago, a 4th circle has formed a labyrinth. The mission to go in is granted. This circle will be the biggest yet. Make sure you take caution when you go.
That's it.
That's pretty important. It's irresponsible of her to just send you to tell us that.
Well, I'm sure she has her reasons for it.
Got it.
Alright, so we've progressed the story, resolved the minor, well, not resolved the minor subplot, I imagine that's going to come back up in the future, and most importantly, we've unlocked a new dungeon to go to, so we might as well go and take care of that right now. So, the Sloth Lab, it's got a bunch of different elements. So, the way this game works is that each dungeon has a series of floors, and once you've made it to a specific floor, you can jump back to it. You can jump out of it and jump back to it whenever you like. The one exception to this is when you're fighting in the labyrinths that are in the simulator, you have to get all the way to the end if you want to get the end labyrinth bonus of extra money. So, it doesn't really seem that worth it, actually, because you can just go and... Oh yeah, I better let you watch this. That is? Okay, yeah, that was a bit hard. So, yeah. What was I saying? Christ, I don't remember what I was saying now. Must stop getting distracted by the racks. Alright, so, dungeon crawling time. When the game decides it wants to load.
Hmm? Huh?
Nope.
Klotz! Got it.
Alright, so, let's go. This actually looks a lot nicer than the other dungeons I've been in, to tell you the truth. So, the idea is that we wander around these dungeons, which are basically mazes, and also, God, I'm getting really bad VSync issues in this area. What have we got here? Star Drop. So yeah, those are basically chests. And those chests contain stuff, and the idea is we want to go through these dungeons, find monsters. First of all, we'll come to this chest over here. So see, this is a purple chest which might contain a trap. I'm 100% sure these things are bugged, because I've opened about 50 of these and I've only been hit by a trap once. I don't know if it's just like the lower you go and the further you are in the game, the more likely you are to set off a trap, but I have barely gotten hurt by any of those. And finally, we have a battle.
I'm not gonna lose.
Alright, so the way this game works is that your 3-star children teams are you form 4 parties. And your positioning will actually determine how badly you hurt the enemy, how badly you get hurt, and other things like that. We've also got skills to use. For some reason I can use Triad Frost. I'm pretty sure that's because Furko's holding a water weapon and a few extra waters of her own, so we can use some really strong frost magic, which is actually pretty nice.
Be careful.
So we do an attack, and holy hell, that didn't hurt them very much. Okay, let's just start using tactics and see if we can
Be careful now.
keep this thing from moving. Also, they sound adorable.
Here I come.
What else we got? Temple.
Be careful
Ooh,
now.
that's a bit of a strong hitter.
Be careful now.
It's over.
Alright, so that was a pretty basic example of a battle, but let's go on another one. So, because we've got a few more things to show off. Like, for example, that was actually in fast forward mode.
It's our turn.
We'll turn off fast forward for the purpose of this battle. You do that by pressing R. So we've got a few other things we can do. We've got tactics, for example, and tactics, this is basically what you want to do when you want to basically just let the game autoplay, because you can tell them what exactly you want them to do with the autoplay AI, which is pretty nice. So you can tell them to save MP or not use skills at all, to save MP entirely. You can tell them to focus on healing or just supporting, or you can tell them to go full on attack. Funnily enough, this game is actually kind of easy even without that sort of assistance, because, like the last dungeon, I managed to get through the entire thing just by, I managed to defeat the final boss of that dungeon by simply doing one round of attacks with the strongest abilities I had. I imagine I'm going to run into trouble if I keep trying to do that, but it was a bit odd that I could beat it so easily. Then again, I have been doing a little bit of grinding, so, might just be my own doing. So the idea is that we want to just position our guys in the right places. We also want to try and keep them as far away as possible from enemies, because, as you can see here, the enemies actually have to move. in order to do attacks and damage. So if we want to try and keep these guys as far away as possible, so I think I'll use one of my special attacks here, the Hydro Exiv. Actually hits from 3 directions, which is pretty nice.
It's in my sights.
How's this?
Pretty fancy animation. Does a ton of damage.
Here we go.
And this is basically just how the battles go. You can see why I keep fast forward on most of the time. I don't know why I'm getting massive V-Sync issues now. I've been having problems with my kit all day. And of course it has the typical leveling up stuff. Now the enemies are actually color coded on the map, which is pretty nice. Because you can know what enemies you want to avoid and what enemies you actually want to take on, which is pretty neat. And we just continue on through these labyrinths. Looking for fights to have, looking for
Don't let your guard
chests
down.
to pick up. I'll turn on fast forward again.
My turn.
Let's just use the ultimate slap. Why not?
Let's do this. Oh, my all. This'll be easy.
Take out at least one, leave the front of the guard.
Let's do this.
Oh, right, I can actually pick a couple other turns. Why not?
This'll be easy.
I've got plenty of healing equipment, I can pull this off.
Next.
They all have their own, every enemy has their own set of attacks, so you have to learn to play around them if you want to keep you guys from taking too much damage. I've got plenty of healing equipment though, so I don't need to worry about taking too much damage here.
Let's do this. What are you gonna do?
And as you can tell, your Star Children can't take up the same rotation space,
Just become stronger.
so you have to plan around that, although your Star God can go anywhere he likes. Let's, not equip, sorry. Let's just go and heal up our guys. Try and be a little bit more careful in the future. That'll do. I carry around a lot of potions for that specific purpose. This V-Sync issue, that's the kit. That's nothing to do with the game. The game runs at a pretty solid frame rate.
Let your guard down.
I imagine it does drop a bit when the really fancy stuff starts happening on screen. But other than that, it's not much of an issue.
Finish it. I won't lose. I'll give it my all. This'll be easy.
All the different classes have their own abilities and things to
Let's
unlock,
do
and
this.
as you can tell, it might be a good benefit to keep around like one team that's really high on mana, so you can have at least one cleric and 2 magicians, so you have a decent offensive-defensive balance. You can keep around a lot of attack-focused guys. You can keep around it's just the team potential you can keep with this team system is actually pretty cool.
This'll be easy.
At least in my opinion, because you can plan around pretty much anything you like, so... If there's any particular strategy you like taking in an RPG, you can generally do it in this game. Pretty cool.
Be careful now.
But once again, it's a bit odd having the teammates be as disposable as they are, because you want to level them up as much as possible, then send them away, and then get some new Star Children, because you want to keep your team level on the up and up. Let's just heal our guys up again real quick. And let's give some MP back as well. I'll probably drop out of this dungeon and go and shop. Well, actually, I can't shop boss off, can I? That's a shame, because... Yeah, I can't really shop boss off, because once you've been a boss, you can't go back to it. Let's just avoid those 2 guys entirely, huh? Unfortunately, you may have noticed part of the problem with these dungeons. Oh, well, I like how they say things up the top there. Hey, you can have my extra energy. Although some of them turn out a bit weird, like one that says, we should play something when we get back. Alright, what should we play? And then the conversation just stops dead. And then there are things like, eek, someone touched my butt? Pops did it. It's always funnier when it comes up with a star shot that has like a really derpy face. I just think it's kind of hilarious. Oh well, not really gonna get anywhere if we don't face these guys. By the way, if you come at them from behind, you'll usually get the advantage, which means the first set of moves.
What are you gonna
But you can
do?
also come at them from the... If you also get come at from the back, you'll end up losing your first set of moves.
I won't lose.
God, these guys can take a ton of damage, can't they?
Let's do this.
Time 53 round, huh?
This'll be easy.
So as you can see, every combination of star teams you can make often makes a pretty big difference to how you play
Here
the
we
game.
go.
Because I've got a team of swordsmen, I've got a berserker, a lancer, and a magician on one team. Got 2 swordsmen and a cleric, and 2 gunslingers and a cleric. So it really makes a big difference how you play.
Let's do this.
And I've got my level up to max, my chain level down there up to max, which actually, you can actually get what's called chain drive,
My turn.
which lets you get more attacks in. It's a pretty complex system that I don't know that much about, but I've actually had an easier time setting the AI on getting a chain focus and just running
We
through.
pulled through.
So just for the hell of it, we're going to do that. I'll heal my guys up again. Screen's turning off again, god damn it. I'll try and fix this this VSync issue for my next video. It's just a bit odd that it's happening now. I'm not 100% sure why. Alright, let's go attack this guy.
I need to focus.
I've got everybody set on
What are you
chain
gonna do?
focus, so let's just let them do it. See how far they can get. Oh, that's a fair bit of damage.
Now's our chance.
Shit, okay, so now they've got chains on, so now I can start chaining attacks together on this one enemy.
Is that all you got?
And you get a bonus if you do chains correctly, so more XP, and you even get bond points for doing it. So if you want a relatively easy way to grind bond points, it might be a good way to just jump into a dungeon and then just start putting everything on chain focus. So let's just heal everybody up. By the way, thankfully, dying in this game doesn't actually mean instant death. Most of these Star Children will just go into mini Matryoshkas and they won't be able to take any damage, and they'll actually still earn XP, although it'll be a bit reduced. Oh, look at this. When we get back, let's play together. What should we play? And the conversation actually just stops there. It's kind of, I don't know, annoying. I wish they would finish that up a bit. Nothing in here worth our time, so we'll just go back and find our way out. God, what the hell is going on with the VSync on this kit? Jeez, something must be taking up my CPU or something. I just don't know what. So, most of the game just continues like that. It's got a fair amount of strategy to it, but the dungeons are actually really long and start to get boring after a while. I mean, like, why do the hallways have to be this goddamn long? Seriously? It just feels like a waste of time having to walk down these, especially if you get into a dead end and you end up losing. And you end up losing just a large amount of time doing backtracking because the hallways are so damn long. No dash button or anything like that, so it's a bit odd that you have to spend so much time going back and forth. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to avoid every bit of combat that I can. I'm going to go and attack a boss monster, if possible. The boss is actually going to be a fair few floors down, so I hope that I can actually get to it. Might want to avoid that battle. That's not going to end well for me. What's in here? 120 gold. Alright, I'll be back once I've found my way down to a boss, or at least something relatively large and worth fighting. Hello again! Okay, we're nearly at the end of the dungeon now. We just need to... Yes! Yeah, unfortunately I ran into a little bit of a trap and I can't see how strong that guy is. So let's just go on and fight what I hope is a boss monster.
Hey,
That is one hell of a boss monster. Powerful aqua spells, huh? Okay. I gotta remember to turn autoplay off as soon as I get in, because I don't want autoplay to be on. No, I don't want autoplay to be on.
What are you gonna do?
There we go. Alright, so we're on the, I believe, well, this isn't going to be the final battle of this dungeon, but good enough for a final battle for this video, I guess. Screw it, let's take this thing out.
Think I can do it.
Bam! 1,000 damage! Oh god, that's gonna hurt a bit. No, I don't want to be on autoplay, god damn it. Okay, so apparently there's two kinds of autoplay. One where everybody gets played, and one where everybody except the main hero gets played. New to me. Just get a...
Be careful now.
So yeah, if you do enough grinding, the bosses won't be a problem, but there is still some strategy to it. Obviously, you've got your elements, you've got your all sorts of your different attacks, your different Star Children placement. It's... I am enjoying this a lot. I just wish the dungeons were a bit smaller. Because the dungeons are actually kind of big, so it takes a long time to get all the way through. Alright, so let's just start attacking this guy, because he's got chain. Now he don't have chain on him, and we're going to get destroyed if we're not quick about this. Let's get these guys to take out this SOB.
It's in my sight. Take this.
I might be making this look easy, but I'm actually fairly overprepared, even for just quick situations. And you come across those sorts of mini bosses and those sorts of, and then you've got big bosses at the end of every single one. They are unique enemies. This game is actually, you know what? We're probably gonna get pulled out after this. Oh no, we're just gonna go straight into the next area, and it looks completely different for some reason. Let's just escape from the labyrinth here. Because I'm pretty sure I've shown off enough. That was a look at Conception 2, Children of the Seven Stars. I'm actually enjoying myself a fair amount with this game. It's got a fair amount of strategy to cover the RPG aspects of it, with the Star Children and their placements on a specific team actually having an effect. It's got a fairly cute, fun story, and I don't even have to say anything about the girls and the fact that that girl's being possessed by a fucking ghost! But I am still quite enjoying myself. This game is fun. It's no Persona 4 Golden by any means, but I'm still having fun playing it nonetheless. It's a good time, at the very least. At the very worst, it's inoffensive, and at its best, it can be a fairly strategic, fun RPG. Not sure I got much else to say other than that. This has been Blue Maxima. Would I recommend this to someone? Well, I'd have to find out if they like fan service. This isn't the sort of RPG I'd expect to win RPG fans over with, but you know what? If you enjoy the genre, or at least have an inkling in it, you know, go ahead and buy it. You'll have plenty of time with it. My press email told me this game goes for about 40 to 60 hours, and I'm only a quarter of the way through, and I'm still enjoying myself, so, you know, why the hell not? If you like RPGs, you might as well give it a spin. See you all next time.